So it's a new year, or you just got a new child possession order from the court. How can you make sure that you take full advantage of your possession time with your child and keep track of it? That's the topic of today's video. Hi, my name is Sean Palmer with the Palmer Law Firm, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how to make sure that you take full advantage of your possession order with your child or children. So it's a new year, and we're very excited about facing the new year and all the challenges and opportunities that come along with that. So it's a good time to think about calendaring things, and maybe when you're watching this video, it's a new year, or you just got a possession order regarding your child or children, and you need to make sure that you're taking full advantage of that. So in Texas, we have a thing called a standard possession order, but your possession order might be very customized to your situation. You may have negotiated it in mediation, or a judge may have ordered it. And there's one thing that definitely can say about those orders: when you're looking at them on a piece of paper, be it a temporary order or a final order or some other way that you are going to be looking at that order, as it is written, it's pretty complicated and it's not very easy to understand. You have to read it very, very carefully, and even for lawyers, it sometimes gets a bit confusing when certain conditions happen and when other conditions don't happen. So in looking at your possession order, you're going to read through that and make sure that you understand that possession orders are written in clauses. In other words, they're going to have a lot of text that applies only in certain situations. So you need to make sure that you're reading the first line that says, for example, if the parents reside less than 50 miles away from each other. Okay, so that everything that follows after that is going to be provisions for that condition. And then there may be another condition further down that says if the parents reside less than 100 miles, or if the parents reside more than 100 miles. So each set of those have their own particular requirements and kick into place when that happens. And the reason that we do that as lawyers is so that we can make sure that your divorce decree or your child possession order is going to be as long-lasting as possible. You don't have to come back to the court. So as life changes and you change your residential situation, or other things might change, then the divorce decree or the child possession order is still going to be valid and usable, and you don't have to keep coming back to court. So as you're reading through that, you're probably going to have a lot of questions about it. So there are three things, there are three C's that you need to make sure that you do when you're looking at possession orders. And the first is you need to comprehend it. In other words, you need to understand what it's actually saying. And you may need to go talk to your lawyer about that, or do some very, very careful reading about it, because as I say, even with a standard possession order, it can get complicated, and you might have a customized order. The second C you should do is to calendar. Okay, the best way to understand your possession order is to actually put it down into a physical calendar, the times that you're going to be with your child. So, just get yourself out a standard calendar, whatever you use, and start marking the days. So for example, if you have a standard possession order and you have, let's say you have Thursday midweek visitations, every week on Thursdays on your calendar, you just mark down that you have your child or children. And then you might have alternating weekends, although it's not really alternating weekends on a standard possession order. It's the first, third, and fifth weekend, first, third, and fifth Friday of every month. So some months there is a fifth Friday, and some months there isn't a fifth Friday. So again, writing it down in a calendar is the best way to go about making sure that you're clear on what time you actually have. And you're going to need an additional piece of paper in most cases, and that piece of paper is your child's school district's calendar. So at least in the state of Texas, the independent school districts make up their own calendars of when school begins for the year, or starts their summer vacation, or lets out on certain days. And that's important because your possession order may very well have provisions in it that say you have access to your child when school, from the time school is dismissed until whatever, or your possession ends when school is back in regular session. So how do you know that? Well, the only way you're going to know that is you get the calendar for the school. And so every year you're going to have to do this, as the calendars are generated by the school district, and and they change. So another reason why you need to go ahead and calendar. So number one, again, comprehend what your order is, then calendar it, and make sure you're applying the school district calendar to that, as it applies. And then the third C to making sure you're taking advantage of all your time is to communicate that. You need to communicate the possession schedule to maybe to your employer, and you may have to communicate that with your ex-spouse or the parent of the other parent of your child through whatever means are required by the court, or whatever other communications that you have with them, to make sure you're meeting at the same place, because a lot of the conflict that happens in possession orders and maintaining those comes when the parties are just confused about what the order actually says. And if they both understood what it meant or agreed what it meant, then there's no conflict. You won't have to go back into court. So make sure that you communicate the calendar as you understand it to whoever needs to hear it. And another party that needs to hear it may be your children, okay, or your child. For older kids, 8, 9, 10, and up, or maybe even younger, they want to also know when they're going to see daddy, when they're going to see mommy, and when they're going to see the grandparents and all of that. Something that I do, and I've been in this position too, is go ahead and get a calendar, as I was mentioning before, but get one that is for your child, and make it a calendar that they like. If they like puppies, get puppies. If they like princesses, get princesses. And mark on the calendar with them the times that they're going to see you, or the times they're going to see the other parent. And children like that. They like the knowing of when things are going to happen. And so I definitely encourage that you do that with them. Maybe get creative with it and get some stickers from the dollar store, or and put them on there of when things happen. If you've got in most orders, you'll have some time with your child if you don't already have them on their birthday. So you make sure you mark that down. Father's Day, Mother's Day, Thanksgiving. Those change according to your possession order. And we'll go over standard possession orders in another video. We've done it in the past, so we'll do it again. But the main point of this video here is to make sure that you follow those 3 C's, and the last is communicate. So again, you want to comprehend this possession order, you want to calendar the possession order, and you want to communicate that possession order. I hope this video has been useful to you, and if you have any questions about it, please leave a comment below, or you can reach out to us here at the Palmer Law Firm. We hope that you have a good new year, or a good use of your new possession schedule. And remember, here at the Palmer Law Firm, we can't protect your heart, but we can protect your rights. Have a good one. Thank you.